Intros are the hardest for us because we have to think about something interesting to say. We typically try and pick something that's happened recently. The discussion is usually what happened recently that wasn't super depressing.
Yeah. I think it's generous that you think anything we have to say is interesting, but go on.
We also try and think of things that happened in our lives, but there's nothing really too crazy to report.
No, not at all.
Yeah, nothing's really going on with me.
With me either.
Okay.
Yeah. Should we get on with the show?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, ready? And...
You can call your...
Oh, I got engaged.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Who's the lucky lady?
Who's the lucky lady? Well, it is, listeners may know her as Jenny, the bad movie correspondent.
Your roommate?
That's right, my roommate.
That's amazing. I had no idea you guys were dating.
Yes, you did. And I don't think we can keep this ruse up anymore, Kevin. But just
You're the one who created the roommate ruse.
But for continuity, just because I don't want to shake up our listeners too much, we will continue to call her my roommate.
Okay.
That's laid to rest. And also, it's factually accurate still, so I don't see what the big deal is.
It is factually accurate. So we're not tweaking it at all. We're not going with the engaged roommate.
Absolutely not. Why would we?
Well, for the listeners, I think we should all extend a cheers to James.
Cheers, sir.
And cheers to Jenny, the roommate.
Bad movie correspondent and social media manager.
Congrats on getting engaged.
And my fiancé.
And your fiancé. There you go. Yeah. Thank you for admitting.
This one time, Kevin.
You can haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Turn the lights, grab a seat, pour yourselves some whiskey neat. It's time to judge the shit out of these feature releases by the movie trailers. We're trailer hits. This movie might totally suck, but the whiskey sure is going down fine. Yeah, we're trailer hits.
Kevin, we need to move on to actually important things in our lives, like... It's Los Angeles and it's raining today. How was your commute to work? Mine was terrible.
Mine was not that great. I can confirm the road that I take to work floods. I didn't know that.
Now you do.
I really feel like we're burying the lead on you getting married, but it's
I didn't get married. I'm engaged. You are jumping the gun. All sorts of guns here.
Well, you jumped right to engagement, on a dime.
That's true. That's true. I can tell you, I am not married yet.
Okay.
But I did have a rough commute to work this morning, and I just...
If you want to unpack
we're Los Angelinos, and we have to complain about rain every once in a while.
I remember the form that they gave me when I got the driver's license. It was, you have to complain about rain and you have to start a podcast. That was the only way you can be an LA resident.
And now we can die.
Both boxes checked. Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm also an organ donor.
Hi, I'm James.
This is Trailer Hitch, in which we rate and review movie trailers. We rate them on a scale of need to see more, or never need to see.
Yes.
If James and I both give a trailer a need to see rating, we celebrate, we go, we see the movie, report back to you guys in a segment called Trailer in the Rear View, in which we review the trailer in retrospect and then look at the movie as well.
Now that we got all the formalities out of the way, should we talk about what we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah, we got quite a few trailers for you guys. So first we're going to be doing a tune-up for Vox Lux.
Yeah, the new trailer for Vox Lux.
We're going to be going into the teaser trailer showroom. We will be talking about Artemis Fowl. We'll be figuring out if that is foul or not. We are going to be talking about...
Once Upon a Deadpool.
And something dropped. I think the internet made a big deal about it. It's not important. We'll get to it when we get to it.
It is important. It's The Lion King.
It is The Lion King.
I didn't want you guys to wait on bated voices.
Yes, we will be talking about the one trailer that everyone lost their shit for.
That's right.
The past 2 weeks.
But that is still all the teaser showroom. And then we will be diving into our main drag, which will begin with...
On the Basis of Sex, State Like Sleep.
Concluding it with...
The Intruder.
Ooh, what a intrusive way to conclude it.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Sure.
Let's stop talking about having a good time. Let's have a good time. We're going to get right into Vox Lux.
Vox Lux, let's do it.
So, I guess to go back to our earlier review of the full first trailer.
Yes.
So that one we concluded was fine. there wasn't really too much of a deep dive into Natalie Portman's character. It was mostly just focusing on look at how cool these shots are, which was fine.
It was look at how cool these shots are, look at how great of an actress Natalie Portman is.
Right.
Which,
We
said, we know.
Yeah.
Like, not that you can't highlight that, but don't hang a whole trailer on.
Right.
Just Natalie Portman's performance.
You have to give some semblance of the context of the actual movie.
And it was mostly vague, too, right?
Yes.
Just kind of touched on... It was very disjointed, and it felt like it kind of jumped all over the place a little bit. Now, talking about this new trailer, it's definitely more focused. It's not just A, B, C, D. There is some creative intercutting happening with this trailer.
Yeah. The trailer definitely fucks with its own timeline quite a bit,
but
which is really
in a very
interesting.
focused way, though.
Yes.
I knew what it was doing, and I appreciated what it was doing.
Yeah.
Kevin, what was it doing?
So we start with Natalie Portman's character kind of like gearing up to get on stage, baby.
Yeah, it's got like the voiceover already.
Yeah.
Like she's amping up the crowd with her voiceover.
It's very Terrence Malick.
And then
we cut to a funeral. Everything is solemn as shit, and someone says, "Please welcome young Natalie Portman."
So the past.
It is the past.
It was almost like it was led into it by present-day Natalie Portman.
That's just good editing. And she sings flawlessly, and then that performance that child gives at this funeral is the song that she's now performing in front of thousands of screaming fans. So when we lay out that Natalie Portman's character gets into the headspace of this terrible and traumatic event every time she sings this song, now that we have some context into where she has to go in order to perform this song, now all of a sudden that adds so much more credence into her acting out.
I think it's also clear through her showmanship and the amount of fans that are there that she is not a one-hit wonder, where it's not like she's upset because this is the only song that people know her for and she hates performing it. That's not what's going on here. I think the way it flashed back to that funeral was just super effective.
Yeah.
And it really got me engaged, like, instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, tell me more. And you get what you need to know without having everything spelled out for you. Mm-hmm. So it was still a little vague, but in a better handled way than the first trailer.
Yeah, definitely. It was just giving you exactly the right information for a trailer.
Agreed.
I still have questions, but they're all the right questions. They're all questions that I would want answered in the film process.
Yeah, yes, you're right. It's not a question that goes, oh, I would have liked this in the trailer. Mm-hmm. You're happy they're not in the trailer.
Yeah.
Totally. So I liked the music, I liked the intercutting, and hell, I still liked Natalie Portman's acting.
She has far more to do, and I think she knocks it all out of the park.
It's important to know, too, that this trailer spends all of its time intercutting between present day and past, because it shows young Natalie Portman in, like, a recording studio, possibly people, like, forcing her into this career of, oh, you sang that beautiful song at this funeral, you're gonna be a star, kid, let me ride on your coattails type of stuff. I think that might be me projecting a little bit, but still, it was engaging, and it made my imagination go a little bit and try and fill in these blanks. And I think that's the mark of a good trailer, too. I really enjoyed this one, to the point where I got a rare bump up from need to see more to this is a need to see it for me now.
And same.
You looked at your whiskey glass, and I'm like, I think he's gonna go with it unless he's
It's my tell. It's my tell for a need to see.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Happy double need to see. Mm-hmm. All right, well, that was a pretty successful trailer tune-up.
It sure was.
We crushed it. Mm-hmm. They should pay us for this. Well done. Anyway, shall we move on from the shop here? The tune-up shop.
It's always nice to get our hands dirty, but at the same time, sometimes you want to just like put on something nice and just walk around a showroom.
That's right. And that's what we're going to do right about now.
So this is the teaser trailer showroom. This is where James and I look at teasers, which by nature are always going to be need to see more. So there are no ratings here. It's our first taste. We basically are just taking a look at these trailers in the lot, looking at their stickers, checking out their miles per gallon, and just kind of getting our first impressions.
As pushy as those sales clerks can get,
we're hard as
we
hell.
need to stick to our guns guns in not deciding anything right
We
now.
are hard as hell.
So what's first?
Let's talk about Artemis Fowl.
You mean Disney's Artemis Fowl?
Now you will believe, Artemis Fowl.
Right, so this is Disney's Artemis Fowl. Do you know anything about this property, James?
It's a book.
It is a book? Okay.
I know that. I know I haven't read it. I guess it's a children's book.
I would have to
Based
assume.
on the trailer that we saw.
And based on, yeah, I mean, like, one of the characters is a kid in a suit.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear to be a Blues Brothers 2000 crossover.
I think oh my god.
Yeah, I did a deep pull there, baby.
Yeah. So the most interesting thing about this, in my opinion, is this trailer screams modern day young adult novel being adapted into a movie.
Yes.
Oh, whoever wrote this book is just like riding on the coattails of that Hunger Games person. That's the kind of feel this got.
It was.
But this has been a book for a long time.
Well,
I
ultimately,
think.
what it feels like is, oh man, these young adult properties are killing. What other books do we have? Hey, there's something in the back of this library here, and they pull the book out and then blew the fucking dust off of it and went, Artemis Fowl, make it.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Throw Disney's name on top of it and then make it.
Here's $150 million. Make us $300 million.
So
Is it warlocks? Is it elves?
I have no idea. I think wizards is a good guess. I mean, once we got underground, it was like Wakanda shit in there, though.
Oh,
like
100%.
Like,
yeah.
where the hell is all this technological stuff coming from? Wakanda at least has like the resource of vibranium that they're just like printing money on. This is underground. I mean, I guess there's mines underground. Ugh, fine, I take it back. Mines. Probably the same mine that the vibranium. It's probably right under Wakanda, really.
There's a good
same
chance,
technology.
Yeah.
I just looked it up, by the way.
Okay.
These books were not published that long ago, so I'm kind of
how long ago?
Egg on my face. 2001, I think it said that the first one was published. So
I mean, that's a decent amount.
so it is almost 20 years. But in my brain,
There are people who can drive who were not born when Artemis Fowl.
there you go. I was in my brain, I was assuming like 30 to 40 years old.
Sure.
Look, what we're getting at is neither one of us know anything about this book. Therefore, we know nothing about the franchise other than what this teaser trailer has shown us. So the voiceover is just kind of talking about just a brief catch-up of what happened, why they're underground.
Yeah.
This kid might be like some sort of savior for them, maybe. I don't even know if these people underground are bad guys or good guys. I guess I don't really know.
I really do view this as underground Harry Potter. You know what I mean?
So like underground is like Hogwarts. Type,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but are they like the good guys or the bad guys?
I would have to assume that at least half of them are good.
Okay.
And the other half are probably doing something nefarious. Otherwise, why would the kid bother to go down? Unless there was a rager going on underground and he was like, I have a test tomorrow. I need to get them to quiet down.
He's got to do what he's got to do. That's how young adult books work. You can't just study.
Well, young adult books
you
are really...
can't just study for that test. It would be a boring book.
Well, young adult books are really like, you're the chosen one. Like, he was probably flipping through his study guide, and it's like, go underground. And he's like, what?
Someone is like, this kid is dressed in a suit and sunglasses. He must be the one. And he's like, I was just going as Men in Black for Halloween. Oh boy, here we go. Now they think I'm the chosen one. I don't know. The effects look just very computer animated-y. There's magic guns that the kid is shooting around.
And bear in mind, like, young adult properties aren't really my bag. And nothing in here really changed my mind. You know? Like, I got done with the trailer and went, all right. And then just kind of moved on.
And it's, look...
it definitely doesn't give you really much about who Artemis is.
No.
Why he's the chosen one, if they're even going with the chosen one angle.
I feel like it probably... This teaser trailer, anyway, is playing off of people's recognition or understanding of the novel already.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like, guess what, guys? This is Artemis Fowl. And
I recognize the name, but I don't think it's in the pop culture lexicon enough for me to go, oh, that's how they're doing this.
No, absolutely
you know what I mean?
not. Yeah.
Even if you're not into Harry Potter.
But even like when the very first Harry Potter movie came out, And they could do that because Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the Philosopher's Stone, was already like super, super popular. So they could hinge a teaser on, guess what, guys? It's Harry Potter. And it wasn't written that long ago compared to when the movie came out. Whereas this is like almost 20 years. I know it's a book, but also I haven't read it. I don't know anyone that's read it, and I don't know what it is. Yeah. So you can't just say, guess what, Artemis Fowl, and get me excited. It's just not going to work.
I feel like it's a little too niche for the kind of marketing that it's going for.
I think I totally agree with you.
I might be interested in seeing a trailer proper just to, if anything else, to understand why there's a 12-year-old in a suit. I'm also disappointed that it is not a Blues Brothers 2000 crossover.
That's a good one, too.
As long as we're talking about nostalgia bait, but I think something that's a bit more successful.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Lion King?
Let's jump to Lion King. Yeah. I think it was a perfect segue, and I don't want to ruin it, Kevin, by saying, no, let's do Deadpool. So, yeah, let's do...
I appreciate you yes-anding this transition.
Thank you.
Here we go.
The Lion King.
So, Lion King is here, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it's been here for a while. You can watch it on home video.
That's not one in the vault, eh?
It just was released from the Disney vault like a couple years ago. And
I don't fucking understand that vault.
I bought it on Blu-ray. Well, it's just to get people to buy something again, really. God
damn it.
I mean, you understand it. You just don't agree with it, which is what I feel.
Yeah.
Anyway, I own it on Blu-ray. That's how they get you.
And now they're giving you a brand new one.
Freaking Disney. Trying to cram Artemis Fowl down my throat. Now, no.
Yes, everyone's favorite Hamlet adaptation is back in live action.
It is,
form.
right?
It really is.
It just is.
Yeah.
Who else would it be? Mel Gibson?
So we got CG. Yeah, all of the art is beautifully rendered. This is effectively just the opening of the film, where the monkey named Jim.
Wait, are you saying Jim, tell me the monkey name? Because you've never called me Jim before, Kevin, and I don't appreciate it.
No, I would never call you Jim.
Only my grandpa can call me Jim. He's the only one, and I'll only allow it. Everyone else is no.
And I'm not prepared to do some Back to the Future shit in order to be able to call you Jim.
So, Rafiki. Is the baboon's name.
Yeah, so it's Rafiki holding up Simba over a cliff. Really risking dropping that poor kid.
Yep. I mean, this is really like the 7th son that they've had. Rafiki has dropped the 6th before that.
You can actually see in the background Simba's mom and pop just like
cringing. Mufasa just like puts his arms up like
we said we weren't doing this. We said we weren't doing this.
You're right. Let it go. This is the process. It's a dumb process though. Anyway, it is almost shot for shot the teaser from the cartoon. Even if it's not, even if I'm wrong, let's assume I'm wrong because it happens sometimes. All of the shots of this teaser are that opening. It is focusing hard and hitting hard on Circle of Life. Not just the song, but like all the visuals and stuff that happen during it. It's like the zebras kneeling down, or, you know, all the animals kneeling down and flocking towards the cliff to see the new prince, all the way up to Rafiki breaking the plants thing and putting the red streak across his forehead and raising him up. And then we get title card, Lion King. Mm. Then they do the thing that I'm not the most fan of and just like list a bunch of famous people's names that are in it. And then they cap it off with a nighttime shot of a lion roaring, like looking up at the night sky, roaring into the night. How'd I do?
That was good.
Okay, great.
I think what sort of spoils this trailer for me is seeing all of the other Disney teasers in the past year.
I was gonna dive into this.
Structured the exact fucking same way as like the Aladdin teaser.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're right. It's structured exactly the same way.
I think it's general like anticipation build up, and then you get a hit, maybe like 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the trailer where it's like, it's that thing you love.
Well, and then the most important part is the music. I think the music has been driving all of these.
Yeah.
And Dumbo. Can't forget about Dumbo either.
Yeah, Dumbo's teaser did it too.
You know, we got a little bit more for Dumbo. Dumbo took a little bit more risks than these other ones, I feel.
Well, I feel like the risks for Dumbo kind of became more clear with its most recent trailer. I think with its teaser, it was still pretty reminiscent of how these teasers are
I think
structured.
they had more freedom with that one to not just hang on people's nostalgia, because who the hell has nostalgia for Dumbo? No one. I'm not saying anything against Dumbo. I'm just saying it's an old movie that no one in our generation has any, like, fond memories for. Whose favorite Disney movie is Dumbo? Look, we're getting off topic here. The point is, this followed a very specific template. And did that template work for you? Because these are entirely nostalgic based, what are your feelings about the original Lion King movie?
I really loved The Lion King growing up.
Okay.
Like, I think, like, that and Aladdin were my two. And bear in mind, like, there are certain things that, like, I would get nostalgic for. And, like, things that I would unnecessarily shell stupid amounts of money for. But Disney movies just isn't one of them for me.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, yeah, I remember this scene. Oh, the art looks pretty cool. Most of the things I was clocking were all positive. But like any teaser, I was like, okay, but what else is there? And I think it would be really cool to get more of the voice cast instead of just giving me a title card with like a dozen names or whatever.
Yeah, even
I think that's something I'm really eager for, is to actually hear Donald Glover as Simba.
and that's why I think Aladdin tops this one, is because even Aladdin had the Cave of Wonders talking. And that added to the nostalgia. Oh, shit. No, I take it back instantly. James Earl Jones's voice was in it. In this teaser. We're skipping over it. We're skimming over it. It deserves to be talked about.
Yes, but I would definitely like a little bit more, because even, like, it's so cool that they got James Earl Jones back. But at the same time, again, we're still getting into the nostalgia because he was a part of the original film.
But that's what I understand what you're saying, though. Like, give us something new. Give us a new voice actor, or, you know, something. I get it. But Aladdin still tops it for me. It fit in two different song melodies. This one only fit in Circle of Life, which is definitely got me excited. But I agree with you. I think I would have liked a little, like, at least that button after all the names, make that a little bit more exciting than just a lion roaring. I know what lions look like and sound like when they roar. That shot was not that interesting to me. So it's almost, you know, put something there that's worth punctuating your teaser with.
Yeah.
And I don't think they did it. So there you go.
All right, cool. Finally, let's spawn a Deadpool.
Yeah.
Right before Christmas, a good guy in red is coming to theaters with his new sidekick, Fred.
I was super impressed with this and was really happy with it.
Yeah, this is,
it is very much a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the premise is Deadpool kidnaps Fred Savage and is basically recreating Princess Bride.
Which makes this a great idea for a framing device. For a character who breaks the fourth wall all the time anyway.
Yeah, it's him duct taping now adult Fred Savage's legs to his bed. And it's like, I'm going to tell you the story. Here we go.
Yeah.
I thought that was honestly really funny. Is The Princess Bride a Christmas movie? No.
Absolutely not.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really clever. Honestly, like, a lot of the humor ended up landing for me throughout this.
I mean, it was pretty much all surrounded around Fred Savage, right? To my memory, I can't remember any of the jokes that weren't within
there were
Fred's room.
Few,
okay.
But you're totally right in that most of it was centered around Fred Savage. I didn't even know that this movie was fucking coming. And then
I did, actually. And the teaser trailer did not disappoint me for this one. And I've really enjoyed Deadpool 1 and 2. So, hell yeah, I'll revisit it, even if it's mostly the same stuff that I've seen already.
Yeah, and like Deadpool 1 and 2 were definitely hit or miss for me, but each movie had something that I absolutely loved. Each trailer had a joke that I always thought killed. This teaser in particular, I felt like it was hitting far more consistently.
What was the best joke do you think in this trailer?
Just the reveal of he straight up kidnapped Fred Savage.
Being duct taped?
Yeah.
Like the duct tape reveal underneath it? Yeah.
I mean, you're not really Marvel. You're Marvel by extension through Fox.
Yeah.
And like Fred Savage kind of like kicking the shit out of Fox through that, I thought was like super fun.
Yeah.
And I think the meta stuff made sense in that context because it's like Deadpool in real life, and now we're going to get into the Christmas story. And I think kind of giving it that framing device for me helps the meta jokes work a bit more.
Okay.
Because it does add like a top layer to the actual story.
I think that's an interesting point. And if that makes you enjoy it more, I'm excited for you. That was something I just accepted for the first two, just the meta humor. I liked this one, Kevin.
I did too.
Cool. Shall we get out of this showroom and get on to the main drag?
Let's take a look at this here main drag, man. I think we gotta talk about some trailers.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. What's first?
Very first thing we're taking a look at, man. We are going to be making a determination on the basis of sex.
About the basis of sex. About the basis of sex.
On the base. Who's on first right now? I've lost track.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
What did you say your name was?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I want to be a lawyer. I want to represent clients in pursuit of justice.
They think gender equality is a civil right. What's at stake is the American family.
You don't get to tell me when to quit.
We're not asking you to change the country.
That's already happened without any court's permission.
The word woman does not appear even once in the U.S. Constitution.
Nor does the word freedom, Your Honor.
On the Basis of Sex is directed by Mimi Leader, written by Daniel Stiepelman. This is starring Felicity Jones, Armie Hammer, Stephen Root, Kathy Bates, Justin Thoreau, Sam Watterson. Our random shout-out, because we here at Trailer Hitch, we like to give lesser-known cast members a shout-out, because the top-billed people, they tend to hog all the credit. So Jenny Brizzard plays the ACLU receptionist, and hey, we just like to say, Jenny, good job, bud. You're in a fucking movie.
We appreciate you.
Cool. So this is On the Basis of Sex. This
Yep.
is a biopic about Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yep.
And it seems to be focusing more on her early life and career.
Yeah.
And so we start with her going through law school, end up trying desperately to be taken seriously by her peers. She has a lot of trouble finding her first law gig because people are like, oh, what? You have a vagina?
Yeah, you do know you're a woman, right?
At the very least, you should have at least put on a fake mustache before coming in here. At least try to dupe me, damn it. Now get out. And she is handed a case that was sex discrimination against a man. Basically implied that men had to be the breadwinners of the house. And because that is toxic masculinity, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who believes in gender equality, looks at this and is like, this is a big deal. Like, we should do something about this.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if we dismantle not just discrimination against women, but discrimination against men as well, we can make some really positive and lasting changes. And, of course, there are a group of dudes who are like, well, but family! And
right.
so,
yeah.
there seems to be a big looming threat. And we also do have, like, this really weird subplot where, like, it's almost kind of like competition between her and her husband. And that's the general synopsis. Like, that's what we're getting out of this trailer.
Yeah.
From a directorial or like a shot composition standpoint, I'll just say that like nothing here necessarily blew me away. It looks like it's all very competently shot, but at the same time, there wasn't necessarily like a shot that wowed me or...
No, it reminds me of The Theory of Everything, kind of just like the look of that film, which... I'm not a fan of the aesthetic of the film.
The lighting is typically like super bright.
It looks like the best made Hallmark type movie, and I mean that I don't mean that as an insult, but it's just not my bag, right?
Yeah.
It's not really what I'm into aesthetically.
Yeah.
And I think this film really matched that, especially like every single time Felicity Jones was on screen, they like softened her focus right up. And it was just like, she's your hero. Like, and she obviously is the hero of this movie.
Mm-hmm. I think we should clarify, like, in real life, think she's a hero too.
Yeah.
Like, I am the choir that this trailer is preaching.
Yeah, but I thought if you already know that going in to this trailer, it felt a little heavy-handed sometimes, and especially if you know a little bit more about lighting and camera focus and stuff like that, and the tricks that you can use to make a character or make an audience know, okay, the character you're looking at right now is really important. Like, what do? Maybe soften the focus a little bit, do some these other glamour things. It felt like that was happening.
Textbook.
Yeah, it felt like that was happening a lot in this for a character that we all are familiar with already, or should be familiar with. It seemed a little heavy-handed. But let's move on past the aesthetic. I didn't like the aesthetic. There is a lot of stuff I liked in this trailer, though. I mean, I like Felicity Jones as an actress.
She kills the accent, too.
She does a really great accent. I liked her rapport with Armie Hammer in this. As you were saying about Armie Hammer, it's a little hard to peg what is going on in subtext sometimes in their dialogue with each other, but you can tell whatever it is, there's chemistry there, though. And yeah, nothing blew me away, though.
Nothing
blew me
really
away.
blew me away. Yeah.
Like, even when she turned and said her name, it was like she was saying it for an audience. And I was just kind of like, a little too heavy-handed. Kathy Bates wants to know your name, and you're like, Ruth Bader Ginsburg looks at the camera, wink. That's kind of how it felt.
The very last line of the trailer where it's like, the word woman doesn't appear in the Constitution once. And her reply is, neither does the word freedom. And then we hold for too many beats. And then she says,
Your Honor. Yep.
And it's like,
Yep.
Yeah, that's not how Ruth Bader Ginsburg talks. Like,
that's how anyone talks.
That's not how anyone talks at all.
So there was a lot of that, and
there's a lot of artificial in a person who did a lot for, I think, the country and for equality, but on top of that is like still alive. You know what I mean? It's
important to remember.
Yeah.
Which I think is why the biopic focuses primarily on the young life.
And bear in mind, I totally appreciate that.
Like, it keeps it less stuffy.
Yeah.
If you have to span in a person's entire life, it ends up bloating the film a little bit, I think, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. The music was a little cheesy for me for this as well.
I don't know who that artist is. The kind of like squawks or whatever. And like, I'm sorry, I think she has a really interesting and unique voice.
Yeah.
Yo, that lady's in every fucking Oscar bait trailer. I need at least a year's
or a song like
sabbatical.
It is in
yeah.
pretty Oscar baity movies. But anyway, to wrap up, this was a trailer requested by a listener, a fan of the show. Yes. We have them, believe it or not. And it's worth noting that the trailer is actually from July. There has been more recent trailers. Most recently, just like 2 weeks ago, was the most recent trailer. That one goes even harder for like the Hallmarky feel.
Yes.
Like not only in like the aesthetic that we already talked about, but like all of the dialogue in the trailer felt super like, where does your daughter get her stubbornness? I wonder.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, is this really the dialogue in this movie?
Oh, that was their go at a joke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
It was not, it was bad. It wasn't good. This trailer that we just reviewed today is way better.
Yeah.
Having said that, we are rating this first trailer, though.
Correct.
So, Kevin, what say you?
Low, need to see more.
Okay. Yes, I'm also at a need to see more for this one. If we were doing a tune-up with the new trailer, I might even drop this down to a never need to see it. It is bad, that last trailer. Even that beginning part was just like, let me hear you all why you got this position over a man.
Which, like...
It just felt, like, so orchestrated, and if that actually happened, that's insane. But you didn't make me believe that this is reality, really.
The crazy thing is, like, I watched the RBG documentary that came out this year.
Yeah.
I mean, like, she didn't get into it. She seems like so much more of a reserved person and just like I'm just going to put my nose down and do my shit.
Yeah.
Her husband was like 100% supportive the entire time, too.
Which documentaries can be misleading, too. You never know.
Can be. Yeah, it definitely feels like the changes that they made to this were to make it more Hallmarky, more or less. And that is really disappointing because the actual story is really fascinating and engaging. And I think speaks to all of the films this trailer sledgehammers without having to use a sledgehammer.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand the argument because I see it every now and then where it's like, these are unsubtle times, so we have to make unsubtle films.
I've never heard that argument, but
I have heard it. That is a real thing, and I guess I would just posit that just because I'm frustrated about things in contemporary culture doesn't mean that I want my art to suck.
All right. We both gave our review, right?
I need to see more.
Okay, yeah, need to see more. All right, let's move on. What do we got? What's next?
Next, we are going to get into...
Silver...
I'm going to give you some hints. Okay, first word. We are in...
A room. Earth. Earth, the galaxy.
Okay, slightly smaller.
All right.
Slightly smaller, but you're on the right track.
State.
Yes, state.
State of sleep.
State. You don't love someone, but you...
Like? State like sleep.
You got it, bud.
I know he was here the night he died.
I saw you at that club the other night.
Oh, is that why you're here, playing detective?
Why do you go there?
Funny. Peel back a layer and no one's who they seem to be.
How well did you know them?
Stefan had a lot of secrets.
Like what? He called you. Why?
He wanted my help.
With what?
Pulling the trigger.
Wake up, people. This is State Like Sleep. It is written and directed by Meredith Danluck. This is starring Catherine Watterson, Michael Shannon, Luke Evans. Our random shout-out is going to go to Kathy Pierre, who plays nurse number 2. Hey, Kathy. Good job, bud. You're in a movie.
Yoo-hoo!
So this is State Like Sleep. We start with a pretty happy couple. They're rolling around in bed together. What could go wrong? A bullet to the head is what could go wrong. Guy's dead.
Really dampers the mood.
Clearly, she seems very upset by this.
Yeah. Lighten up.
She doesn't know what happened to him, just came in, found this dude dead. She kind of takes it upon herself to figure out what happened to him.
Yeah. Detective style.
Everything really points to murder. Off to the cases, she goes. She starts to kind of like dive into what appears to be his secret life. And she can't really go to the police because since she was the only person present at the crime scene, they're like, we actually kind of think it's you. So she's like, I gotta fucking...
Yeah.
Not only am I doing this for my dead husband's sake, I also gotta make sure that I don't go to prison.
Yeah.
It does feel like a fairly like boilerplate noir film. When I was talking before about how young adult films aren't really my bag, noir films are my fucking bag. And so, like, I was really taken by this. I think with this trailer in particular, it felt so claustrophobic. It really goes hard on, like, those close-ups. And it's really
You're right, it really does.
Faces and, like, what information can you parse out of just Michael Shannon as he gives you some piece of information?
You're right. It's very close and very claustrophobic. I think I didn't really pick up on that until you said it.
Yeah. So like the aesthetic I was vibing with, like I found it interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, like performances wise, I mean, I think Catherine Watterson is a really strong actor. Michael Shannon, I don't think I've ever seen sleepwalk. Like he's always really good in whatever he's in. I thought this trailer was really well edited. And even though everything is nice and happy, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, this person's dead now. Sure, that is fairly commonplace. But the way it's handled in this trailer of like everything is close and intimate and happy, now we cut to another close and intimate shot of a guy with a bullet in his head.
Yeah.
His eyes are like completely blank and open. It was really stark. And really...
someone spilled red paint underneath him that was spreading across the floor.
The forethought this murderer had to bring red paint with him, really overkill.
Yeah.
I think we can come together and agree.
Hell of a mess, really.
And so, yeah, that, but I mean, when they were going into, like, you know, was your husband behaving erratically, and you see him fucking Tokyo drifting, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. But then the very next shot is the husband walking up to camera and slapping the camera.
Yeah, probably like a paparazzi thing or something.
Yeah, but like that really like I sprung back again.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was like some really clever tricks here that I was really digging. But how about you? What did you think?
Yeah, I'm also a big fan of noir stuff. I don't think it's quite my bag, I wouldn't say. It's more of a new experience for me. Not that I've only just started getting into noir films, but I don't know many. It's hard for me to spot something and go, that's a noir film. I know the classics, like Maltese Falcon and,
Big Sleep.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. But when it comes to modern stuff, it's a little hard for me to categorize it. Sure. And see it and go like that. Like when I watched this trailer, I was just like, ooh, a detective mystery. I should have gone, oh yeah, that's noir. But I didn't. But I'm really liking it. I like this actress. I like both actors. Like we said, we talked about Michael Shannon already. Luke Evans is really great too. Interesting look. I don't know if the bleach hair and mustache, goatee or whatever didn't really work for him, but that's just me because I've seen him as Gaston, and like, come on, man, you're rocking it as Gaston.
So your biggest note so far is Luke Evans could be dreamier.
I guess I
guess I am.
I am handsome shaming Luke Evans a little bit. What a I think he'll get over it. I think he'll be fine. Anyway, yeah, I like the lead in into the mystery. For a while, you're just kind of like, oh, is this gonna just be a did she do it or didn't she do it? I don't know. Is that gonna be like the twist? But relatively early, it established itself as no, she's the detective in this movie, and she's gonna solve the case.
Yeah,
I believe everything she does in it too. Mm-hmm. Like all her reactions, all her interactions, everything. I was just like, she's on a mission, and she's gonna get it done by any means necessary.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. There you go. So I don't really have much more else to say about it. Like you said, the editing was handled really well. The sound design is really cool. Got a lot of cool clicks that could be like a camera lens clicking or
the hammer of a gun.
Gun. We got, the ticking of a clock, especially with like the logos, like kind of click, 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 and rotating at the same time. Really well done stuff. So this is a need to see it for me.
It's also
actually.
Need to see it.
Hey, well done, sir. Cheers. That's fantastic. We'll probably try and go see this in January when it comes out, and then talk about it. Until then, let's talk about the last movie trailer that we have going on. How about that?
Damn straight.
What is it?
We got an intruder in the mist, sir.
Dun dun dun.
Fox Glove is yours now.
We'll take good care of her. I felt bad for him.
You just bought the pack house, right?
Yeah.
Charlie's quite a guy. Just don't look too close under the mask. His wife died in that house. Mrs. Charlie took Mr. Charlie's shotgun in her mouth. You okay?
It's not your house.
Everything I do for us.
Get the hell out of my house and into this review of The Intruder. This is directed by Deon Taylor, written by David Lowery. This is starring, we got Michael Ealy, Megan Good, Dennis Quaid, Joseph Sikora. A random shout out. Oh, there's only like 4 people on the IMDb. Sorry if you're a big star. Carolyn Anderson, who plays Ellen. Hey, Carolyn, I'm just going to make sure you don't have a bunch of credits already, bud. A stunt person. Hey, good job, man.
Hey, we can shout out the stunt people every once in a while. Why not?
Straight.
Good job, Ellen. Character name. Should I intrude and do the explanation on your thing? Okay, cool. We open on a loving couple deciding to buy a house that they looked at recently. They go out to the house and then actually see it one last time and go, "Yep, we're buying this house." In comes the owner of the house, Mr. Charlie, played by Dennis Quaid. He has lived there his whole life. His great-grandfather built the house. You could see in his face when he's just like looking around the foyer or the kitchen, wherever he's in, his appreciation for every brick in that house. Not quite to a creepy level yet. But you can see it on his face. He is attached to the house. Now, as they make the deal, they shake hands, Charlie drives off. As the trailer keeps going on, the couple realizes Charlie's having a little hard time letting go. He's showing up to mow the lawn. Little creepy, nothing too sinister about that.
But so far, it's like he's doing free work for us. Maybe we'll let it
Why
slide.
would we not? Why would we tell him to stop that?
Exactly.
Come on. We're busy people. We got stuff going on. You want to do that, we'll allow it. So you got him mowing the lawn. You got him just showing up and just being creepy in general.
Yeah.
And then you got the squeaking floorboards at night that you can't quite place. Then you got him coming and yelling at people that are drilling a security system into your house. Pretty fucking crazy stuff. He really gets dialed up to 11. We found out a little bit of backstory about Charlie. Some like random guy at a shop or something is telling him.
Oh, you didn't hear?
It's like
Charlie's wife.
He's a pretty interesting guy. His wife blew her brains out with his own shotgun in the house.
But we're all pretty sure Charlie did it.
He didn't tell you? So that was pretty much the tipping point for the man of the relationship to be like, this guy's unhinged. I'm uncomfortable with it. He's looking at you very strangely. This guy's psycho. That's our trailer. And all I have to say is Dennis Quaid has been creeping me out for the longest time, and I'm glad he's starting to play the part a little bit.
Has he really?
He's just got a very intense face about him.
He sure does.
That screams, I'm focused on what I'm doing, but in a very intense and scary way. But I think this is the first time I've seen him in this kind of role, and it's kind of exciting. I think he kind of does it really well. But yeah, I kind of like I like home invasion stuff. This one feels nice because you really see it. You start the trailer with seeing his non-sinister just love and appreciation for the house. I like that it doesn't just dive into like the creepiness right away. It's just a guy who has an unhealthy attachment to this house. So I liked that aspect of it. What did you think of it?
I thought the trailer was okay. I feel like it flirted in between the middle ground of kind of like playing it as straight horror and also just like go for broke insanity.
I wouldn't say horror, just suspense, but a suspense film.
I mean, like, I definitely think our main dude coming outside and like the lights from the security system glossing over him, and then all of a sudden, holy fucking shit, Dennis Quaid is behind him. Like, that is very much like classic contemporary horror.
Sure, yeah.
Classic contemporary horror. Fine. But then you have at the end Dennis Quaid straight up Jack Torrancing his way through a door and just being like, this is my house. And it's fucking goofy and ridiculous, and I giggled, and I'm like 70% sure I'm supposed to giggle.
Let's not forget the lights out, and then he shoots the chandelier.
So fun. But again, like...
this trailer is not designed to build towards that, really. So it's kind of strange.
No, I think in order for that to work, you just have to play him as a loon from minute one. Like, if he was the one that's like, and this is the room where my wife blew her brains out, that's what I tell people. Anyway, here's the keys. Have a good one, kids. And then left. Then the lights out pun is absolutely earned. But up until that point, it's not really selling that movie. It's kind of giving me more of like a straightforward home invasion thriller. And then all of a sudden, it just turns into Bonkersville.
I'm honestly believing it's not trying to be funny there, and the fact that we are kind of joking about it and going full on Shining with busting through the door is kind of not good because it plays as funny, but this trailer doesn't. So I have no reason to believe that this movie is supposed to be that. So I'm thinking that's just like maybe misguided. Yeah.
And I haven't seen the movie, and like maybe the trailer is playing it just too straight, and the movie is really just like a grindhouse bag of fun.
Yeah.
It'd be great if that was the case.
I'd like to see it lean in a little bit more to that.
But yeah, I mean, if those are just the aspects of the movie that suck, this is a good time for a trailer to lie to you. I'm just saying. Like, you could have just sold me on this being a straight home invasion thriller. And
Exactly.
Like, okay, yeah, no, like, I can understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah, I think all the acting, like, Dennis Quaid does play a convincing, creepy guy.
I mean, more than creepy. Like, he gets, like, psychotic in this.
Yeah,
Like, straight up pretty crazy. It's Dennis Quaid's trailer, for sure.
Me, I want to ask you if I'm using this term correctly. Frankenbiting, is that what's going on with, like, all of the... Oh, this is clearly a line from another part of the movie that we're now just inserting to tell the story within the trailer.
Well, ADR is probably what you're describing right now, where you just... Frankenbiting is when an actor does not say a sentence and you take 3 words from this sentence, 2 words from this sentence, and a word from a sentence like an hour later in the film and put them together to make that one sentence. That's Frankenbiting.
Sure.
That can get really obnoxious.
But yeah, the ADR within this trailer is like overkill.
Trailers do it all the time. All the time. And you have to with a trailer. It's about how good can you mask it, though. And I don't think this trailer really did a great job with that. I liked Dennis Quaid in this. I thought it was fun seeing him go absolutely apeshit. Not strong enough for me to go need to see it. Therefore, I'm at a need to see more, Kevin.
I think I'm actually going to go with a never.
Never need to see it.
Yeah.
You hardcore so-and-so.
I think just like the inconsistency of tone and like the trailer itself, like I'm kind of less inclined to like that heavy ADR style.
I get it. Yeah.
And if the tone is mismatched in the movie, it's a good time to lie to me, man. Just like give me one thing in this trailer. Buddy.
I totally get you, and honestly, it's definitely a low need to see more for me. But it was kind of cool seeing Dennis Quaid in like a crazy psychotic role, and that might be kind of fun. So we'll see. All right.
Well, James has to go be engaged. He's engaged right now.
That's right. Yes, I almost forgot, Kevin. Thanks for reminding me.
Of course. If you'd like to extend a hearty congratulations to him, you can do so on our email, trailerhitchmailbox@gmail.com. You can also extend that hearty congratulations on our Facebook page. Just look up Trailer Hitch. You can also find us on Twitter @TrailerHitchPod. You can also find us on Instagram @TrailerHitchPodcast. You can also find us on LinkedIn. There's another one.
We're on LinkedIn?
No, we're not.
I'm
buying time. I'm buying time.
You sounded so sure of yourself. I'm like, we're on LinkedIn. Do we have a job anniversary coming up soon, Kevin? We're on YouTube.
We are on YouTube.
That's right. Thanks to my roommate who set us all up with all the YouTube stuff.
Definitely.
Yep. We are on iTunes, Stitcher.
Yep, iTunes and Stitcher. Please feel to rate and review us, and please subscribe. It helps us find more listeners.
It really helps, guys. It kind of helps me point to like my friends and go, look, I'm not wasting my time. People are subscribing. So that's what I try to do. So like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you'd like. Otherwise, like Kevin said, we have an email too. Send us an email. Other than that, we'd like to thank Danny Schmitz from Lost in a Name for our excellent, always amazing intro song.
We'd also like to thank Casey Clowers for the bitching outro song, and we would also like to extend a hearty thanks to Rachel Ashley for the dope cover art that you see on iTunes.
It's always hearty with you, isn't it? This time you're right, but I'm just saying, try and find a different adjective, Kevin.
How often have I used hearty?
At least 3 times in this episode.
Seriously?
Look, I'll count when I'm editing. I'm not going to count.
Okay.
And that is all I have to say, Kevin, unless you have something to say.
I do not.
See, I flipped it on.
You flipped it.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Blah, 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 blah. That's all, folks.
Have a good night.
You can't mount holy sails without a sailor stitch, and you can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Listen, you throw a trap beat underneath us, and we got a #1 hit record.
How was that?
I think I need to actually get you talking just to make sure I have the levels right.
How was that, Kevin?
Is that how you're going to talk the entire episode?
No!
Whatever, you're editing it.